from Studio B at KPRC Channel 2. Houston Life starts now.
Back to school season is looking truly different, as we all know this year. We're going to hear from a clinician, educator, and parent going through the process firsthand. She's going to share self-care tips to help all of us stay mentally healthy. That's after the break.
Okay, so whether you are a student, parent, or teacher, many folks right now may be feeling the pressure of the back-to-school season.
Oh, Lord, that is right. And clinician, university professor, and mom of two, Dr. Shana Lewis, is sharing tips to help all of us engage in self-care to really lower stress levels. Welcome back. Great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be back. Good to see you, too.
I love putting this in perspective for our viewers because not only are you an educator, clinician, let's just keep it real. You are a mom of two, 11 and 13-year-olds. So as we were saying in the break, so no drama in your house at all.
No drama at all. I have a brand new 6th grader and I have an 8th grader on the way out. It is absolutely fun times at my house.
Right.
Yes, back to school is almost here.
And every household, every situation, Dr. Lewis, is different, right? Because some children seem to be very resilient and sort of accept change very easily. For a lot of other students, not so much.
Absolutely. Every child's capacity to handle this level of stress is going to be different. And, you know, some of that is biological. Some kids are born where they can handle things a lot easier. Some kids are just born more anxious and struggle a little bit more. And some have more support, which can make a huge difference in their ability to manage the craziness that we're calling back to school right now.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing is, Dr. Lewis, is to really, this is what I'm focusing on, is creating a schedule, because the wheels have been off the bus, I think, for many of us for a long time. So I think getting back into a schedule and a routine, even though the routine is not as we know what it should be, but kind of staying within those lanes should be helpful.
Absolutely. If we don't have a routine, then we don't know what we're doing. Our kids are lost without a routine. We are lost without a routine, and parents need to start creating those routines right now. If your kids have not gone back to school, you need to start the bedtime routine now, the wake up routine now. All of those things need to happen now. Kids respond better when there is structure and expectations. Absolutely important.
And in terms of putting that structure into place, Dr. Lewis, I mean, again, if the students are already feeling stressed because things are a little bit off, the parents are feeling stressed because they don't know what to do, and then the students are feeling even more stressed because they sense the stress in their parents. What are some easy, concrete tips we can do today to start getting a sense of normalcy?
So you're absolutely right. Children are watching the adults in their world to understand how they are to respond. They are going to do what we do before they do what we say. Okay, so we need to be in a space of using self-soothing techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, going outside. I love a good puzzle, coloring books. Adults can color too. We need to make sure that we're in a space that we are managing our own emotional well-being and health, because our kids can't do it by themselves. They're going to watch us and they're going to take on whatever we're exuding ourselves as well too. Very important, Derek.
And I think it's important, too, for all of us to recognize that it's okay to ask for help. Many of us are not substitute teachers, and so this is new for all of us and our kids, and it's okay to ask for help.
You better ask for help, Courtney. If you don't know what's going on, we better ask for help. So here's the thing, parents, I made this simple. I created an acronym, which is LEARE, to help our children learn. The A of this is ask for help. Parents need to ask for help. Ask your school system for help. Perhaps maybe in the school system, they have a program that parents can learn how to do the system or use the system your kids are using. Look at the PTA. Look on social media. There are tons of parent groups of other parents just like you navigating this banana-ness we're calling back to school. We need to model for kids asking for help so they can do it when they need to as well.
Well, and we have the data to back this up. A Kaiser poll showed that 45% of adults reported poorer mental health compared to pre-COVID times. And this is not just parents, Dr. Lewis. Teachers are heavily affected by this.
Oh, you better know it. Parents, teachers are all susceptible to the emotional stress of COVID-19 and all the things we've been under. So when we're talking about teachers going back in the classroom, they are coming in with their own duress, their own stress. Remember, some of them have children too. So they're trying to figure out how to navigate their own teaching of how to educate their own kids at home while they're at work. So absolutely, adults are struggling just as much as kids are. So adults need to learn how to do the same things we're talking about for kids to do, grown-ups need to do it too, for sure.
And we're looking at some tips on our screen, and those are basically those self-care tips. And that's what we were, that was the headline when we were teasing this segment, is the tips to really help us during this time to decompress, whether that means go outside and do 20 jumping jacks, just kind of wiggle, kind of the brain break. Everybody needs one of those.
Now, that is critical. Now, I am not an outside kind of gal, but COVID-19 has put me outside more than I've ever been in my life, because I have to go outside to decompress, to get rid of this energy that's, all built up. So you need to build in breaks for your children where they're going outside during the day. That's part of that routine that you need to instill for them during their days. You want to make sure you find specific ways. Yoga is a great way. Again, I said coloring books, puzzles, things like that, meditation, diffusers, essential oils. There's so many things we can learn to do that allow us to self-soothe. But parents, you got to do it first so that you can then teach it to your children.
See, and Dr. Lewis, I feel like this is a point that cannot be stressed enough, that young people will do as you do, not as you say. And so being a good role model, I remember being home at my mom's house in Utah and sort of whispering to my mom in the kitchen while the kids were working on something at the table. Days later, they repeated to us what we had been whispering about. And I thought, oh my gosh, are you always listening? But the fact is, they are always listening. So we need to model really great behavior and structure for them right now.
Oh, we do. So I'm asking parents, the N in my LEARN acronym, the N is navigate this new normal with patience. Your kids are watching every move you make. If you are all stressed out, your children will be all stressed out. If you are able to manage it yourself, they will be able to manage it. They are watching you. So be careful what you say, because they're going to repeat it like you just described. You can find all these tips on backtoschoolingcovid19.com for all the details. But I'm begging parents, take care of yourself. If you're a teacher, take care of yourself so that then you can take care of our kiddos.
Oh my goodness. Well, we got to leave it there. We are out of time. Dr. Shana D. Lewis, thank you so much for all your time and advice as always, and good luck with your middle schoolers.
Yeah, stay strong, girl. Give yourself some grace.
And for a more detailed list of Dr. Shana D. Lewis's tips, you can check out our website, HoustonLife.tv.